Mate, Nikita very short in his responses today. What did you make of his demeanour up there, and I guess, how he is leading into this fight?
It's good. It's been a nice change of pace. A lot of fights, you get a lot of guys that have a lot of ego and they like to talk shit to sell the fights. He's real. He's a family man. I know he means business, so do I. So it's been a really nice change of pace. And you get asked the same questions over and over, and you get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to tell you what my plan is, you know what I mean? So it's nice, man. He's a good dude.
You're obviously paying, I think, like about $5 with Sportsbet. Like, is every one of your mates on the Gold Coast loading up at the moment?
We've got some friends that are going to win some good money, I think. Yeah.
Why do you think you're such an underdog? I mean, you could argue that you've achieved just as much as Nikita in the ring. Why do you think they got you at such a high price?
Well, look at the socials, look at the media, look at all the posts online. We went to the Titans game yesterday, and the Titans shared a photo of Nikita and marketed him. It's not about me. I'm the guy to come fight Nikita on this show, and I'm grateful for the opportunity, and it's an honour to do it here. But I'm not the favourite on this show. It's crazy to say that. Betting odds say it, the media says it. It doesn't faze me. I'm here to fight for me and mine, and I'm excited.
You both fought Cohen. What can you take from his fight with Cohen?
I think we fought both at very separate times. I fought him early in the piece. I broke my hand in the first round, and I thought I comfortably beat him 7-3 with one hand. Didn't really take me into a hard time, whereas Nikita fought him later in the piece when he was better, and he said that's the hardest fight he's ever had. So, I mean, you can take what you will from that. I won't take anything from that because styles make fights, and each person brings a different skill or a different attribute. And me and Nikita are fighting, not Cohen. I know he's got a lot to say, but he's not important right now. Nikita's my guy.
You've had a bit of bad luck in recent fights just with prep and health and fitness, but are you 100% good coming into this one?
Mate, I can honestly say to you, this is the best I've ever felt. I know the last few fights, the two or 3 days before, I'm like, oh shit, I feel good, man. I've been on a real holistic health journey the last year or so. I've been really focusing on listening and listening to my body, doing all the lessons I've learned throughout my career, and I feel really, really good. I feel fit, I feel strong, I feel healthy, I'm happy in my life, my beautiful family's holding me through, so yeah, I'm ready to go. The best Mahoney will be there on the night.
How do you feel, Benny, with no rehydration clause? Do you feel that's going to play a big factor in the fight? This is the first time you've fought in about 6 times without a rehydration clause. Who does that advantage, you or Nikita?
It's kind of subjective, each person's different. I know Nikita's a big dude. He's jacked, he wears his long sleeves, he hides his body, I know what he does. He's a big boy, he's strong. It's going to benefit him in that way, but you come in too heavy in a 12-round fight, that will weigh on you later on. I've stayed nice and light for this fight. Usually I try and drop a fair bit, but I'm trying to stay nice and light on my feet. I feel good, I feel strong, my power's holding, and it feels good to know that I don't have to jump on the scales every time I take a piss all night the night before. And stress too much about that, and I can just hydrate to the best of my ability. It's mad. I'm glad. I think the IBF second day weigh-in, it hurts a lot of guys, so I'm glad we're not doing it.
You must have a bit of a chip on your shoulder. Him coming up here, you go to a Titans game, the Titans post about him. How's that sort of motivate you?
Mate, I'm here for me and mine. Like I said, I've done this for a long time without any cameras in my face. None of this. It's the same. I'm going out there. I have the same attitude I usually have. I love fighting. I love boxing. I love the fight world. I love supporting and supplying for my family. And this is just one of the bonuses of being in the industry. And fighting a guy on their show, you're naturally going to get this.
What do you bring different compared to Ismail and your, I see your new training partner Zerafa earlier in the year fought Nikita? What do you bring different than those two guys who have fought Nikita this year?
I'm a different man. I'm a different fighter. We've all seen me fight. We've all seen them fight. You can get 3 or 4 dudes fight each other, and one of them will win and one of them will lose, and you can't match it. So I know what I bring to the table personally. Like I said, I crafted my whole life around this, so we'll see on the night.
Obviously, in that same camp with Zerafa, have you spoken to him about what to expect against Nikita Tszyu?
Man, Mick's only been at the gym for about a month, and we were training at separate times and stuff, so there's not been a whole lot of backwards and forwards between that. And like I said, that fight wasn't really one to go off. What I've seen, I thought Mick won that first round. Whatever happened in that second, that's not up for me to say. But again, I'm a different man. I'm a different fighter. I've got different power. I've got different range. I've got different speeds. I've got different brains. It's going to be a different fight.
A holistic health journey sounds very Gold Coast. Can you give us any insight into what that involves?
Oh man, just cutting the shit out of my diet, you know what I mean? Just listening to my body, just eating a little bit more whole foods and not being silly and, staying on target outside of camp and stuff like that. Just been very mindful about what I'm putting in my body and, you know, even the stresses and stuff outside of life. Just trying to keep my head cool and keep life a little bit more simpler.
You put up an Instagram earlier this week about the financial stress of a boxer. How do you see Nikita Tszyu? Do you see him as somewhat privileged in this sport, or what's?
Look, I've said this a lot of times. When you have a kid, I've just had a daughter. I want her to have the best life that she can have. And if someone says to me, "Oh, she's got everything because her dad worked hard," fucking oath. That's what you want to do for your family. So I think the fact that they have the last name, they have the platform, they have everything that they've been given. I think that's massive, and I think to be able to work on top of that and achieve what they're achieving, that's kudos to them because they don't have to do that, but they are choosing to do that, and they're phenomenal fighters. I'm expecting the hardest fight of my life with Nikita, so it's nothing about that. You get a lot of these other guys get asked this question, and they go, it's the last name. It's not just the last name. They've worked for it, and they deserve it because of that last name. You know, if I can't put my last name Mahoney on the wall and my daughter can't reap the rewards for that, then what am I doing it for?
This fight's obviously been coming for a long time. Was there a time in your past where you didn't feel perhaps as friendly and as amicable towards either Tszyu?
Mate, when I first started boxing, I remember in the Muay Thai scene, I'd go into venues, you know, a couple thousand at max, and everyone would shake your hand and take photos with you, and I was a big deal in the local circuit. And then when I first came into my first boxing fight, me and Joshy walked in. I can't even remember what it was Mansfield or something. Not one person looked at us. No one knew who we were. It was so dislike. You know, so the second we came into this industry, I felt like I've never really had love, you know what I mean? I've never had that connection with it, I suppose. So when we were fighting, we were just doing short notice fights and fighting anyone and everyone. I didn't know anyone's names, I didn't know about the Tszyus, I didn't know anything of that. The first time I really had any sort of, I suppose, connection with Tim was he was above me in the ranks. He was 1 and I was 2, and I called him out for an Australian title, didn't get a response. And I think there was a couple of times that happened. There was never like bad blood or anything like nasty, but a few call-outs, you know. And once I got ignored, then Nikita came through. I never got mentioned when Nikita's come up, and then Nikita jumped up ahead of me. I'm like, oh well, the same thing's going to happen. They're both just going to do their thing. And again, kudos to No Limit. They're promoting them right. They're getting them the right fights, the right steps. That's what a promoter does. And yeah, so I didn't think I was going to get these fights. I really didn't. And so when we got the call, I was like, let's go. This is awesome, you know, to be able to fight that last name in Australia and to have an opportunity to put my last name on the wall. It means the most, man.
How many times did you call that, Tim?
Once or twice. No focus on him.
Yeah. Was there any ever, like, did it get to discussions, talks, or just not bad?
No. I was just a young pup going, oi, I'm next. Give me an Australian title. Give me this. And you learn your reps through it.
Sparred him though, right?
Oh yeah, fucking 4 rounds out of camp, unfit. I wouldn't really call it sparring.